So this is going to be a long video, but let's get into making some chocolate peanut butter cake pops. Now first we're going to start off by flattening out the cake pop dough, and then that's when I added in my Reese's peanut butter chips. Which one thing I did not like about these is that they were kind of big. So I did, for the future, I am going to see about finding some peanut butter chips in the mini size instead, because these were just way too big for my liking. But we did use them, and as you see, I'm pretty much just mixing it in, trying to make sure it goes evenly around all the cake pop dough. Now, although I wasn't a big fan of how big these Reese's peanut butter chips were, I will say that the flavor was so good, and I may even just consider chopping them up and then throwing them into my dough. Now, it does take a bit when you're kind of, mixing in whatever topping you want into your cake pop dough, but once you do it, it's great. And as you can see, my cake pop dough ends up looking so beautiful and tastes so good. Once my cake pop was ready, I pulled out my Daisy Makes roller and circle popper, and I have to say I was so excited to use this. I just ordered it, and this was my first time using my popper, which I was so happy about and so happy with how everything came out. Now, when I first started making cake pops, I used to get so frustrated with them. I just absolutely kind of hated making them, if I'm being honest. But it was just because I hadn't mastered the technique, working with the dough. Like, I just struggled so much with it at first. It would just take me forever to get a perfect cake pop dough, a perfect ball, or even just for it not to crack. So it did take some time, but once I learned different techniques, from other bakers, just learning different ways to work with it, I did finally get it down. So now it's not such a problem. But of course, being able to find the Daisy Makes, it was so much easier, less time consuming, and I just absolutely enjoyed it. So if you're like a first time baker or want something that's a little bit easier than rolling out the cake pops, this is definitely something I would highly recommend. Now, even when making any flavor cake pop, I feel like the options are endless. I can have a really chunky cake pop, and using these discs will be so much easier. I know even when I've used Cakesicles, it's so easy to use as well. But the thing with Cakesicles, I love them when it comes to decorating for the parties, whenever a customer asks for Cakesicles. But my thing with them is sometimes I feel like they're a little too big, like it's a bit much when it comes to, eating a Cakesicle. Compared to eating a cake pop, it's just like the perfect bite size. So that's what I love, even when it comes to trying out different flavors. If I want something really chunky or less chunky, this is the perfect size, the perfect bite. And like I said, it's just so much easier when it comes to rolling out, because there have been times when I make a cake pop that is a little bit chunky, and when I'm trying to roll my cake pop, sometimes whatever I have in there, whether it's chunks of cookies, like it's not so tiny chunks but very big chunks, then I do feel like it can be a bit of a struggle at times. Anywho, let's get back to the video. So you're pretty much doing the same thing over and over. It's a lot of repetitive work. You are flattening out your dough, and then you're just gonna keep on cutting out your cake pops. I did notice that at times when I were to cut out a cake pop disc, that it would almost be at a sort of slant. But again, I know it was because my peanut butter chocolate chips were pretty big. So I know, like I said, next time that I will cut them up. But it would slightly slant the cake pop. And I'm not sure if I got it in the video where you can see that the cake pops, they don't look so like straight on. It almost just looks like it kind of drifts to the side. But like I said, now I know. Now, I want to say I was able to make about 28-ish cake pops. I'm not too sure. I don't remember. I was just in the groove of making the cake pops because I was just so excited. But the next time for sure, I definitely do want to keep track just so I know how much I'm getting of each flavor. Now we are coming to the end of making the cake pops. I believe this is the last one that I'm making now. And then we get into the next step, which is dipping the stick into some chocolate and going into each cake pop, ready to be dipped and topped. And this part I did try to speed right through it because you really don't need to see me put the stick into each cake pop, but that's what you're gonna do. I did see some people do this without using any chocolate and just kind of sticking the chocolate in there, but I haven't done that. I don't know if I would trust that. And then as you see with one of the cake pops, I did kind of have to rotate it because again the chocolate chip was just so big, it was in the way. And here we go. Now we're gonna dip our cake pops into some milk chocolate. I thought it was so good, honestly, dipping it in there. I did think if I wanted to do it in white, I just like to have different varieties because I know some people love white chocolate, some people love milk chocolate, but I ended up deciding to do milk chocolate just to kind of keep this about just a chocolate on peanut butter flavor. But yeah, that's pretty much what I did here, and we'll just keep on dipping. My last step was drizzling some peanut butter chocolate drizzle. It was not really working with me. I think it was a type of peanut butter that I used. I should have used something different, so I wasn't too happy with that part. So I just worked with it. Again, this is just a flavor of the week. It's just testing things out, keeping in mind what I want to keep, what I don't want to keep. This one I do want to keep, but the peanut butter chips I am thinking of changing out, of course. Now, this was a really long video, but I do hope that you guys enjoyed it. I tried to give as much detail as I could, and I tried not to repeat myself, even though I know I did not succeed on that. But I hope you guys enjoyed it, and let me know if I should make some more videos like this. And I hope you enjoy the last clip, of course, of me cutting the cake pop and showing you what's inside. Bye!